Hey, welcome back to lovefromaleo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as lovefromaleo, and this is my channel. So if you are not familiar with this little series that I just started, this is where I break down by the modalities. In this case, it's going to be cardinal signs. So that's Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, and Aries. And basically, we're just going to break down and see what incoming messages are coming your way. Maybe some good things that are coming your way, maybe some bad things. It just depends. So I'm going to most likely link in the comment section below the timestamps for each sign. So I have all of the signs right here. Remember, this is timeless. It's anytime that you see this, especially if you see this and you have never seen my other videos, or if you've never seen this series within my channel, this is your message, okay? Oh, we're starting off with Capricorn. So all of my Capricorn sun, moon, or risings. So let's just see what's going on. Let's see what good things are coming your way, or what anything is coming your way. Capricorn. So with Capricorn, this is a cardinal sign, right? So Capricorn, you are always initiating new ways of building something for the future. You may not always stick to that plan, but all right, so we got some really good cards. Chariot, 3 of Swords, and 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what I'm seeing, definitely some of you could be having some new some good news on a car or some form of transportation. But when we have the Chariot, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords in reverse, so I feel like maybe you had been getting a lot of bad news, or you had a lot of just bad things connected to something that you wanted to see progress and move forward. With the 5 of Swords in reverse, it may be a little bit more time until you actually have this conversation. But with the 5 of Swords in reverse, I feel like there's going to be something that's cleared. The air is going to be cleared. Or maybe, let's say you had I don't know, maybe you had to get your car worked on with a mechanic or something, and this person kept saying, oh, you need to get this, and this done. And you're like, dang, like I'm gonna have to spend that much money, like that's not what I wanted to hear. But with this combination, I feel like either you're gonna have less things that need to be fixed, or he's gonna say, don't worry about it, or I'll do this, I can cover this for you, something like that. So I see that happening. I know that's kind of like a 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you didn't want to spend any money. You're like, where am I going to get this money from? I'm broke. I don't have time for this. But the beautiful way that this turns around is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is like new ways of getting money are going to come to you, or you're not going to have to spend as much as you thought. And it's going to be because of some type of justice or some type of thing that was rectified and corrected. Now, what I also feel with this energy, if this was some type of legal matter, you wanted things to speed up and it wouldn't. Like you either have to pay more fees to your lawyer or something like that, or maybe the outcome didn't come out exactly the way that you wanted it to. But I'm seeing like you may have to spend some money if it is a lawyer or some type of situation like that, or maybe it's a fee, but you don't have to spend time in jail or something. So a ticket versus having to, do something different. Yeah, so it's kind of, kind of awkward news, but it's better than saying like it's only bad news. It's almost like your bad news gets a little bit better. So yeah, Capricorn. Let's see who's involved within your situation, and then also let's get some advice on what you can do to kind of speed this process up, or just to be able to receive this blessing a little bit quicker. All right, so we have a Taurus that may be a part of this situation. It also could be money or your job. Okay, that has something to do with the situation. And the advice is the 9 of Swords. So whatever you're afraid of, it may be wise for you to be a little bit anxious about what's happening, but also there's a flip side to that, where whatever you're afraid of, if you confront it, or if you have some type of conversation or speak about it, it may feel less hard on you. So I just kind of feel like there's something you're supposed to kind of not be so afraid of. It could be that you're worried about money and how you're going to pay for something, but I feel like the message is don't be so afraid. Like it's more in your mind than it is physical. So just kind of take it step by step and instead of trying to see the full picture before it comes to you. Okay, so take it slow, take it one step at a time. And if you do start to feel anxious or worried, just know that things are going to happen differently if you allow it to. Like you have more power than you think. Even if it is money, there's ways to work around certain things, payment methods, and all types of things, okay? So, yeah. All right, Capricorn. So, that's your message. Moving on to the next sign. Aries, here you are. Hi, Aries. Hello. So, Aries, let's go ahead and see what your message is. while I shuffle, let's talk about Aries as a sign. So Aries, so cardinal fire, so you're always initiating new ways of feeling and seeing something. So you're coming up with new trends, you're coming up with new ways to fix something, you're coming up with new ways to express yourself. You stand apart, you stand out of the pack for sure, and you don't care about what people have to say about it. So what messages does Aries have? The Ram. Prince of Cups in reverse. Nice. Okay, so with this energy, I definitely feel like you're finally starting to let your guard down a little bit. You're not going to be as stubborn or as cold as you have been. So some of you guys have been feeling like you can't open up to anyone, or you don't have anyone on your side, or you've just been really like angry. You're going to be more approachable, okay? And when you're more approachable, there's more people, more opportunities that can come your way because you're open instead of closed off. So that's a really, really good message that I'm seeing with that. Yes, Ace of Wands. So you're going to be more open to new opportunities and new adventures. I think you're going to have a surge in energy coming your way pretty soon, which is awesome because you're ruled by Mars. So, you know, ambition and energy is definitely a plus when it comes to, you know, this reading and Aries as a sign. So, and I also think because you open up, for some of you, you're going to be encountering a new sexual partner. So that looks pretty cool too with Aries. Some of you are going to be a little bit less shy. I feel like there's someone was shy and now they're starting to step out into the light a little bit more. Beautiful. Yeah, Three of Cups in reverse. So you were kind of like against the wall. At one point you felt like you didn't have any friends or something like that, but that's starting to change. All right, beautiful. So let's see who's going to be a part of the situation. Very simple message, very simple. It's like Aries is coming out. I'm coming out. Who's attached to the situation? All right, so Two of Cups and the Magician. Nice. So it's like you're going to be communicating with new people, and you're also going to be initiating new connections with new people. It could be friendships, but it could definitely be love as well. So we have a Cancer and we have Gemini and Virgo that may be a part of the situation. But I feel like you're starting to initiate like new conversations with people. So that's beautiful. And what's the advice for Aries? Eight of Swords. Get everything out on the table. So if you're a person who's starting to date or something like that, and you know you have an issue with something, just get it out on the table. Talk about it. Tell the person so they know what they're getting into, and so then you don't have to like feel like you have to open up later on about it. Get it out on the table. Say it. Get it out the way. All right, Aries, thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to move on to the next sign, okay? Bye. The next sign we have is Libra. So this is cardinal air. So you are always initiating new conversations. You're initiating new ways of thinking and finding solutions because, as we know, Libra is the solve it sign, okay? So you are finding new ways to solve situations. So let's see what's coming up for you. What messages for Libra? For my Libra suns and rising and possibly moon signs. Okay. Four of Cups. So some of you guys are really going to start thinking about your emotional sides and your emotional aspects in your life. Looking at the card here, the first feeling I got was it's related to family. So not necessarily your love life, but more so about your domestic ties, your relationships within your home or your family. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. So you're thinking, why isn't it working? Some of you are thinking, why don't I spend enough time with them? But then others of you are thinking, how come it takes so long for things to heal? How come I have to work so hard on myself to see an outcome and it's not happening yet? So Libra, this is a pretty deep message. I kind of feel like some of you, Libra is not a very emotional sign. It deals with relating and deals with appreciation. But I feel like you're one of those Libra who's very logical. I feel like this situation that you're dealing with, instead of you being the person who's like, let me solve it, let me confront it, you've kind of been hiding from it. And so now it's starting to come, it's going to creep back in. But the beauty of this, I feel like once you do this, you'll finally have that breakthrough moment that you probably didn't know you wanted, but it'll be coming soon, okay? Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. It's going to make it to where you're more comfortable with the situation, even if it's something like you don't need to be around that family member again, or something that maybe you buried in your past. You're finally going to feel more comfortable with the way things are, whether it's changed or not, okay? Yeah, Three of Pentacles. You're going to find a way to work through it or work with this person in your family. Definitely deals with family life. We have mostly Pentacles here and then 1 Cups energy here. So yeah, I think you guys are going to have a conversation about this. Everything's going to come to light with the Sun card. Things are going to be exposed. It could be secrets. It could just be the way people felt about certain things. Definitely dealing with their childhood. But I feel like things that were not so good about their childhood. But there's going to be a rebirth to all of this. And this is going to be something that your higher self has been wanting. But it just now is going to start to come about, okay? So that's a really, really beautiful message for those of you who have been waiting for some type of reconciliation or just an outlet to be able to express how you felt about something within your childhood or your past. So let's see what people are going to be involved. What zodiac signs are going to be involved in the situation. Okay, there's a Gemini here. There could also be a Libra that you're dealing with as well. But Gemini is showing up pretty well. Okay, and let's get some advice. Two of Pentacles. So I feel like this is saying you choose your destiny. You choose what you want to deal with, and you choose what trauma or hurt or sadness affects you. You can also choose to not have it affect you, okay? So the choice is in your hands, but the moral of this reading, I feel like for you, is to really, really be able to sit and talk about something that may have affected you, or maybe you were the person who affected someone else. Get everything out on the table and say, hey, that's not how I meant it to be. That's not what it's a real, like a come to Jesus moment where everyone talks about everything, put it out on the table. And hopefully with that, there will be a better, more clear outlook in the future, whether that means you guys don't communicate anymore or you guys actually, become better and closer after this conversation. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, Libra. We're going to go ahead and move on to the last and final sign. Bye. All right. So the last sign we have is Cancer. Hello, my beautiful Cancers. So Cancer is cardinal water. So you guys are constantly finding new ways, initiating new ways on how to feel about something, right? So if you're constantly finding new ways to feel about certain things, this probably means that you come across as moody, but really it's just you being so in tune with the energetic frequencies that are happening that you, instead of holding it in like Scorpio or, maybe an earth sign would, you're expressing it. So you wear your heart on your sleeve. And so whatever you're feeling, it's kind of hard for you not to show it. But if you encounter people who shut you down every time you try to expose or express how you feel, then you may become one of those Cancers who hides in their shell a lot. And so you don't expose how you feel until you're around other people that you feel comfortable with. So let's just see what's happening for you. What message do you need to hear? What's going to be happening? Ooh, came out super fast. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse. I feel like you learned a lesson when it came to money or who you spent your money on, or you learned that sometimes you spend too much money on having fun, or you spend too much money on, entertaining other people around you or on your friends, maybe on your siblings, especially if you have sisters. So you're learning a financial lesson. Two of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you had to stop and think about where your money is going. So this is based on finances. Ace of Swords in reverse. Someone could have lied about why they were hanging out with you. So maybe you thought that this was a person that really cared about you, but really they just wanted you to buy their drinks or something like that. Yeah, Queen of Cups. So with this realization of money, you're also understanding as a water sign why you have to be careful with who you entertain or attract or involve yourself with, because I feel like someone was feeding off of you, literally, like they were feeding off of you. And it was a manipulative person. It could have been a Libra, but I'm seeing just an air sign, like they just saw you as an easy target, right? Okay. Yeah, the moon. So this is when, like, it's going to happen at a nighttime where you're really going to have to just examine, why do you have a trait that makes you want to spend money on people? Or it's just a secret that comes out. It could have just been this one person that you just, you missed the sign, you missed the red flag. And you have to kind of look at the situation and be like, damn, okay, next time I really need to examine the person first, because I feel like whoever this person was, they weren't showing their true self. The moon is about the shadow self. And I feel like this is something within them, whoever this manipulative person was. They used you. And so this is like a lesson for you, but also this is them about to reap their own karma. Okay. So the beauty in this is that you actually learned your lesson with the situation. If you're still dealing with this, then you need to figure out who that person is, because there's someone who's leeching off of you. And it's just lies. It's not like you know, did it on purpose, or it's like whatever they were doing, it was because they weren't being truthful is why you were helping them, or hanging out with them, spending money on them. So just be careful about who you're doing this with. They could have used you for sure with the Ace of Swords in reverse, Moon card, and King of Swords in reverse. I feel like it's someone who's just they use you. Yeah, and Cancer, you're someone who's very abundant. I see that you're living a very beautiful life, but you're also at the point where you realize you can still be beautiful, luxurious, abundant by yourself. And so you may have to just go to that, you know, it's one of those times where, Cancer, you have to learn, you know, sometimes you need to be in your shell, because they don't have the best intention for you, especially when you're a person who wears your heart on your sleeve. A lot of people can see that as naive or fresh energy, a fresh energy source. And so they can become energy vampires or financially drain you. So it really just depends on, you know, who you were dealing with. It may have been someone you were romantically involved with, but I feel like it was a friend. It was someone who you at least trusted, you know. And they may have lied about putting you first, or lied about where they were spending the money, or why they wanted to hang out with you, or why they stopped hanging out with you. So let's say your money dried up or something, or you started catching on to something, and then they stopped hanging out with you, and you're like, this is what you were lying about then. This is why you were hanging out with me. So it just seems like a classic case of being used, which is not fun. But what I'm seeing is that you've moved past it. Like at least with this message, like you're at a point where you're about to realize it, or you realized it, and now you're whole again. Okay. Yeah, the Magician. They were just using you. They didn't have resources, so they decided to use you. Okay. Let's see who's attached to this situation. What sign? I said Libra, but it could just be someone who's really smart and knows how to use people. No, it's definitely a Libra. They came up again. So yeah, here we are, cardinal air. It's a Libra sign. Probably just a manipulator. Let's get some advice on how you can deal with the situation. Ace of Wands. Move on to something different. Initiate a new way of change based off of something that you felt. That's what you're all about, Cancer. So this is one of those moments where you're about to create something very, very nice. Initiate new ways and new connections with different people. Maybe a new outlet of creativity because you were hurt, but that will in turn make you initiate a new way of feeling about something, which will it will spark some type of change, okay? Whether it's in yourself or around others around you, okay? So yeah, that's a beautiful message. It kind of hurt to get there, but I mean, what can I say? So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, Cancer. I want to thank everyone for watching this video who stayed, especially for watching the end of this message, for the the end announcements. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I can keep doing videos like this, of this type of series. There will be other videos like this with the other modalities, which is fixed and mutable. If you would like a private reading, or if you would like to understand your natal chart a little bit better, you can always email me lovefromaleo@gmail.com, or you can sign up for my patreon.com/lovefromaleo, where you sign up to be a patron on there, and I send you monthly readings of your choice on whatever topic for a cheaper price. So if you want to become a member there and support me monthly, then that would be greatly appreciated. You can also follow me on Instagram if you just want to connect on a different platform. Sometimes I update my followers on there about different things that I have coming up, which I just did a few days ago. So if you want to be in the know and know what's coming out or what things I'm working on for the channel, make sure you follow me on there. And with that being said, I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video.